Hi guys! Welcome to another episode of Learn Math with Sir Mark, and on this video, I'm going to derive the quadratic formula and solve quadratic equation using it. But before anything else, please don't forget to subscribe on my channel and click the bell button so that you will be notified whenever I'm going to upload a new one. So if you're ready, let's begin. Okay. Another technique in solving quadratic equation is by using quadratic formula. Actually, quadratic formula is the result, okay, by solving for x in the general equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, okay, by completing the square. Alright? So again, if you're going to solve this general equation, general quadratic equation, by completing the square, the result will become the quadratic formula. Okay, I'm going to show that. Alright, so if you watch my previous video, to solve this, okay, so we divide both sides by a, right? Divide both sides by a, as shown. So what I'm going to have here is that x squared, okay, plus b over ax, okay. Then I'm going to transpose the constant on the right side, so that will become negative c over a. See that? Now, take note, so to complete the square, you have to divide the coefficient of the middle term by 2. So that will be b over 2a. Then you have to square it, right? You have to square it. So that is, mag-add ako ng b over 2a to be squared dito. See that? Okay? So, if I add b over 2a to be squared on the left side, I'm going to do that as well on the right side. So, to maintain equality. Okay, now, my left side is already a perfect square. So, that one can be written as x plus b over 2a to be squared. Okay, equals. Now, take note. Okay, so, I can simplify this already. So, this one will become, alright, so let me rewrite it lang. So, this one is actually b squared over 4a squared. Alright, so therefore, if I'm going to combine that, so my denominator is 4a squared, divided by a is 4a, times negative c, that will be negative 4ac. Plus, of course, b squared. See that? Okay. Or, if I'm going to interchange it, which is okay naman, okay, so b squared minus 4ac. There you go. See that? Okay, upon extracting the square root, so what will happen on my left side is just x plus b over 2a equals plus minus square root of course, the numerator, b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. But the denominator is perfect square, right? Square root of 4 is 2, square root of a squared is a. So therefore, the denominator here will become 2a. See that? Okay, lastly, to solve for x, you have to transpose b over 2a on the left side. So that will be negative b over 2a plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Kaya lang, so since pareha sila ng denominator, so okay lang yan. So I can erase this. Okay? Then, write it as 1, okay, over 2a, all over 2a. See that? Ayusin ko lang. There you go. See that? Okay, once again, this is the quadratic formula. You can apply this in any quadratic equation. Okay? So, let's have example number 1. Actually, this one is the same problem in my previous video, but I solved it using completing the square. All throughout the 3 problems, papakita natin, pareho ng answer, definitely. Okay? If you're going to apply quadratic formula. Okay, so, to solve for this one, okay, actually, we can further simplify this, divide both sides by 2. Okay, so that will become x squared minus 6x minus 3 equals 0. So, therefore, i-assign natin. So, clearly, yung a mo is 1, okay, yung b mo is negative 6, alright, yung c mo is negative 3. Okay, by quadratic formula, so that will be x equals negative b. So, negative 6. Okay, negative of negative 6. So, that will become positive 6. Plus minus square root of b squared. So, that will be negative 6 to b squared minus 4 times A, which is 1, times C, which is negative 3. All over 2 times A, which is 1. See that? Okay, so that will be 6 plus minus. Okay, square root of negative 6 to be squared, that's 36. Okay? 4 times 3 is 4 times negative 3 is negative 12, but since preceded by negative sign, so plus 12. Okay? All over 2. So, therefore, take note, okay, I have here square root of 36 plus 12, which is square root of 48. But take note, yung square root of 48 is equivalent to square root of 16 times 3. Right? And as I said, okay, in my previous video, yung square root of mn, okay, take note, is equivalent to square root of m times square root of n. Okay? So now, ano ba yung square root of 16? That is 4. So what will be left here in the inside this under the square root is 3. Okay? So therefore, this one can be written as, okay, square root of 48 is equal to 4 square root of 3 all over 2. And you can further simplify that. So 6 over 2 is 3, 4 over 2 is 2. So the answer here is 3 plus minus 2 square root of 3. And this is your final answer. Okay, problem number 2. Using quadratic formula, solve for the value of x. So again, this is the same problem that I posted in my previous video. However, the technique that I used there is completing the square. Now, once again, we assign a equals 3, b equals negative 5, c equals negative 2. Now, take note in the quadratic formula, x equals negative of negative 5 or negative b, right? So that is 5 plus minus square root of b squared. So that will become 25. Negative 5 to b squared is 25 minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is negative 2. See that? All over 2 times 3 or 6. See that? Okay, so that is 5 plus minus. Now take note, 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24. Okay, so negative times negative, that will become positive 24. So therefore, that will be 25 plus 24. And we know, okay, we know that's equal to square root of 49 all over 6. See that? Okay, so take note, ang square root of 49 is 7. So therefore, we have 5 plus minus 7 all over 6. So therefore, the values of x here are 5 plus 7 over 6, which is 12 over 6 or 2. Then the other one, 5 minus 7 over 6. And 5 minus 7 is negative 2 over 6. That's negative 1 over 3. So there are two values of x. Negative 2 and positive 2 and negative 1/3. Clear? Okay, problem number 3. So, using quadratic formula, solve this equation. Once again, we set a equals 9, b equals negative 30, and c equals negative 34. Well, again, if we're going to substitute this on the values of a, b, and c in the quadratic formula, medyo malaking numbers. But as much as possible, we're going to solve it without using calculator. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, x equals negative b. My b is negative 30, so negative of negative 30, that will become 30. Plus minus square root of b squared. This is what I'm talking about. Alright? So, on 30 squared is 30 times 30. Alright? Or just 30 squared. Minus 4ac. Okay? All over 18 or 2 times 9. Okay, I'll just write it like that. Okay, next. Okay, so 30 plus minus. Okay, now take note, ang 30 squared is 900. Ang 900 is 9 times 100 or 9 times 4 times 25. See that? Okay, so this is how you write 900. Okay, minus 4 times 9, okay, times negative 34. Alright, okay. I hope nakikita nyo na saan papunta yung solution natin. All over 2 times 9. Okay, so x equals 30 plus minus. Okay, take note. Okay, I can factor out 9 times 4 or 36. See that? Okay, so that is square root of 36 times 25. Negative times negative 34, so that will become positive 34. Tama? So this one will become 34. All over 2 times 9. There you go. Okay, so that is x equals 30 plus minus square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 34 plus 25, that's 59. So square root of 59 all over, okay, all over 2 times 9, or I'll just write 18. Okay, so x equals, now 30 over 18 divisible by 6, so that will become 5 over 3, right? Plus minus 6 over 18, that's 1/3. So therefore, our answer here is x equals 5 plus minus square root of 59 all over 3. Okay, see that? Once again, I hope you notice that malaki yung calculation but it's manageable by proper factoring. Okay, you have to apply what you learned in your grade 8. See that? Okay, I hope you learned something on this episode, so feel free to share. Of course, you have to subscribe, and of course, keep safe.